Dogecoin is back in the red again, and by more than 6%. There were a couple of reasons behind it, so let's talk a bit more about it. Before we go any further, please keep in mind that we're giving away $500 to a random subscriber. All you have to do is like the video, subscribe, and leave a comment on your favorite crypto. Read our description for more info about it. Now, let's get started with today's video. So, here's what happened. Wen Xingsang, the director of the People's Bank of China's Payment and Settlement Department, has voiced worry about the rising popularity of cryptos and stablecoins. Wen underlined serious concerns connected with the crypto industry, pointing that Bitcoin's market value has already surpassed $800 billion and the whole stablecoin market cap has surpassed $120 billion. He also said that virtual currency poses a significant problem. When the conventional financial system responds to competition from large digital businesses in the financial industry, it may also depend on traditional mechanisms such as law and supervision to boost anti-monopoly efforts and promote personal privacy and information protection. And in another statement, the People's Bank of China said that virtual currency-related commercial operations are unlawful financial activity. Basically, the warning prohibits any crypto-related financial operations, including trading crypto, selling tokens, transactions involving virtual currency derivatives, and illegal fundraising. And following the statement, Bitcoin dropped as high as 5.5%. And of course, Dogecoin followed too. It currently has a correlation of 0.9 with Bitcoin, which is as high as it's ever been. Coming back, the central bank also stated that it will crack down on illicit trading and prohibit foreign exchanges from providing services to domestic consumers. Now, this isn't the only reason Doge is crashing. It was referenced only 1,257 times in tweets, whereas Bitcoin was mentioned 6,800 times. This is an indication that the popularity of Doge is increasing and that not a lot of people are trading it. On Doge blockchain, there has been a decrease in transaction activity, which is not witnessed since 2017, with daily transactions dropping as low as 15.4K on September 19. Now, despite all of this, I'm still very optimistic about it because it's incredibly high correlation with Bitcoin. According to quantitative analyst Plan B, Bitcoin will hit at least 100K before the end of the year. Plan B claims that his stock-to-flow model will be rendered worthless if Bitcoin does not reach a closing price of 100K in December. And that's how confident they are about it. And it's good for us because it's been really accurate for Bitcoin so far. Now, there's another model called the time model, which predicts Bitcoin at 30K. The time model, or logarithmic regression, tries to forecast Bitcoin prices based on the premise that growth would first rise fast before decreasing over time. Personally, I'm more inclined to believe the former because of its accuracy so far. Bitcoin ended August exactly at the price that stock-to-flow had predicted for it, and it's hovering around its prediction for September 2, which is 43K. Still, we can expect Bitcoin and Doge to consolidate till the end of this month. The bears are aiming to pin Bitcoin price below 46K because of the upcoming Bitcoin options expiry. So just don't expect it to rise above 46K this month. But a lot of retail investors are still turning into diamond hands. They expect Bitcoin to rally after Friday's monthly options expiry, a Twitter poll conducted on Thursday by Derivit found. Nearly 50% of the 517 votes favored up only, or the crypto extending its bounce from recent lows near 40K. Meanwhile, 21% voted for nuke, indicating a price drop. Coming back to the short term, earlier today, it showed the dead cat bounce pattern. According to a crypto quant, despite the recent upward movement, a slew of negative Bitcoin signals have gone off. First, the miner's reserve has begun to dwindle. This metric displays the total quantity of Bitcoin that miners have in their wallets. The decline also implies that miners have begun to transmit their Bitcoin to exchanges for sale. The second indicator is the long-term holder SOPR, which indicates the amount of realized profit and loss for coins that haven't moved on the chain in at least 155 days. This statistic has likewise shown low values, suggesting that these long-term holders are more inclined to sell their coins today. And finally, the Bitcoin exchange reserve has begun to rise. When the metric's value rises, it indicates that investors are beginning to move their coins to exchanges in order to withdraw money. In the short term at least, all of these signs point to a negative result. Still, I want to remind you that I'm not a financial advisor and this isn't financial advice, so you should definitely do proper research before investing anything into crypto. Now, let's talk about a really bullish sign for Bitcoin. The Bitcoin millionaire owners who dumped at 52K have added to their holdings. Santiment stated in a tweet, "For the time being, the Bitcoin whale-rich tier is maintaining its week-long hold pattern. The dumping that 100 to 10K Bitcoin addresses performed around the 51K to 52K price level was accumulated back when prices plummeted, and we are now watching for the next move with bated breath." Coming back to retail investors, according to a recent Voyager Digital poll, they have been more confident about the future price for cryptos than they were in the previous quarter. So, over the next 3 months, 8 out of 10 people are positive about crypto. According to the most recent study, 8 out of 10 people believe Bitcoin will reach 56K by the end of 2021. This is an increase from the second quarter when 7 out of 10 respondents were positive on the market. The findings also revealed that 40% of respondents predict Bitcoin to trade above 71K at some point during the fourth quarter, surpassing the all-time high of 64.8K set in April. Another interesting thing was that according to the asset management firm TCW, crypto is beginning to make inroads into bond markets as more institutional investors seek exposure. Now, let's talk about some bad news for crypto regulation. This one's like the one that came from China earlier today. The Monetary Authority of Russia has blacklisted a number of crypto firms. The majority of them have been classed as financial pyramid scams. They include Bitflows, Bittrex Global, Crypto Invest Club, and Money Miner. The bank reminded the public that in order to provide most financial services in the Russian Federation, suppliers must acquire a central bank license or register with the regulator. And another bad news came from Kazakhstan. It may be forced to temporarily halt BTC mining activities in some locations. This is Kazakhstan is experiencing an electrical shortage, and South Kazakhstan is at risk of harsh mining electricity limitations. This is pretty bad because Kazakhstan's proportion in Bitcoin mining increased sixfold in April this year when China's new anti-crypto measures came to light. Following the Chinese crypto crackdown, it became a Bitcoin mining hotspot. Now let's come back to some good news which will take us out of this bear market. Evergrande shares, which had been declining for the last week, increased by more than 27% yesterday and climbed by 15% in the Hong Kong stock market amid reports of nationalization. And if we talk about Doge, according to data given by blockarabia.com, the profitability of Dogecoin mining has increased by 700% since the beginning of this year. In January, mining a single Dogecoin yielded a profit of 0.19 cents, and this number had risen to 1.6 cents by the end of June. And this is pretty great because the mining profitability has a pretty huge correlation with Dogecoin's price. The higher it is, the higher Doge price can go. With that said, I'd like to end this video with perhaps the most bullish remark from today. The International Monetary Fund's managing director said that cryptos have as bright a future as the internet itself. It has the potential to supplant central banks in traditional banking, as well as threaten the monopoly of national currencies. Some experts formerly said that personal computers would never be embraced, and that tablets would only be used as costly coffee trays. As a result, he believes it is not prudent to reject digital currencies. The only significant issues with present cryptos are resolvable over time. And this is it for today's video. Thanks for watching till the end. If you enjoyed it, please consider liking and sharing it with your friends. Also, please subscribe to the channel and turn on post notifications for daily videos on Dogecoin and cryptocurrency. If you have any questions or suggestions, please leave them in the comments section below. Goodbye. Take care.